Bam, right there. This, yeah, that's me. How's it going, guys? Talking vaping. So today's review is actually on a device. And this is one of the rare times that I actually entered a giveaway, and even rarer that I actually won one. So I wanted to do a review on this and throw it up just because, why not? It's one of the newer offerings from Sigelei, and it is called the Top1. And I know it's been basically plastered all over Instagram and a few other social medias just because it is newer. There's a sleeker look to it and things like that. So I thought we'd pop it open and check it out. Now, I think it's cool because this is one of the only devices I've ever seen that comes in an actual metal tin, or at least that I've been fortunate enough to purchase or receive. And it comes in a metal tin, and I think that's really cool. So in the box, you get your certificate passcode saying that it has been checked out and tested, the instruction manual for the security code, the user manual that gives you all the tidbits and everything else, and then just a warranty card showing the different warranty centers worldwide. It comes with a USB cord for charging. It is chargeable. It has a USB charge port, and then the device. So nothing super extravagant. It's just basically what it is, but that is the device, the Top1. And honestly, it's kind of, check that out. You can see the reflection there. That's kind of cool, but it's kind of sleek looking. I think it looks cool. It has a very high-end automobile style look to it. On the back, it has a Sigelei shield that says Top1, and this is pretty slick actually. I believe it's stainless steel, but it has that shield look like the emblem on a vehicle, and then it has carbon fiber feel on the sides here. Fire button, up and down button. It's a 1.3 inch face screen, I believe. It's not touch. Spring-loaded 510 connection, charge port, and then battery door. And I already have batteries in this, but I did want to show that I know some people had some issues with the battery covers on some of the Sigelei devices. They were just loose or didn't feel like it held tightly or not. This one actually has some tightness to it, and if you look, it is actually really super flush. It doesn't have any give, anything like that. It does have vent ports on the bottom, and there is the screen. And it does have a speedometer look to it, so it has a very automobile style feel to it. Now, as with most Sigelei's devices, I mean, if you've ever used one, operation is pretty much similar to most other devices, but that is the normal screen that it starts up on. Now, if you click the fire button 3 times, you go to the menu, and I do apologize for the brightness or clarity on that, but there you've got mode, set, and exit. For mode, obviously, you press the fire button to confirm, and it's going to go into the different modes, and I wish I could get a clearer shot on that, but it has all the different modes listed that it will work on. It's basically power, which is wattage, stainless steel 316, stainless steel 317, nickel 200, or nichrome, I'm sorry, not nickel, nichrome 200, TCR, and TI1, which are your user settings and things like that. So it does have that effect. I just use it normally on wattage, so you just either can let it just time out to itself, or you can just press the fire button to confirm. And the other options, click 3 times and you go into it. You go, and up and down will let you determine, and I really do apologize, but it's because of the LED on this is make it really hard to focus on. But if you use the up and down buttons to move it around, and you go to set, press the fire button to confirm, you can go to the power preheat, the TC preheat, which basically lets you determine how quickly it's going to adjust and everything else like that. Vape time, so if you want to have it cut off at a certain point, depending on how long you hold the button for, you can set that. Time set, which basically sets the time clock on here, and there's a cool feature with that I'll show you. And the GUI. The GUI basically is the user interface. So if you click that one, which is right there, and confirm, then you can either have the speedometer look like that, and you use the up and downs to confirm. You can have it with a color background. You can do a bigger version like that, and you can do that with the color background. Oh, I apologize. No, you can't. So it's either going to be with the background, which if you press and confirm that, then you have a colored background setting to that. I personally like the black. It's sleeker and it has more of an actual look to it that I'm comfortable with. So I just set that back, set it to confirm, and it looks like that. And again, I do apologize, but because of how bright and colorful the screen is, it's really hard on my camera to pick it up like that. So that is my apologies for that. But that's basically, that is all the functions and operations. They don't throw super much in here. If you're using temp control and you press the up and down button at the same time, you can set the ohms that you have set on here to lock that in so that when you fire it, it is set at that for the temperature. You can lock the screen, and that's basically just pushing the down button and the fire button at the same time, and it'll lock the screen so that you can't adjust it or anything else like that. I do not know. I will actually try this out here in a second because obviously I want to show you how it fires and hits up. Now, if you go to the website at Sigelei.com, they have this on listed on that website. It will basically let you. It states that it has an 800 millisecond ramp up time, which basically means it's pretty much supposed to be instantaneous. But that is what it looks like with the tank on it, or at least the tank that I'm using. So, and as you noticed, it kind of oblongs at the top. Now this is 89 millimeters tall. It's 55 millimeters this way, and then it's 32 millimeters this way here. So you definitely, if you use a standard tank, RDA, things like that, up to about 30 millimeters, you're not going to have an overhang whatsoever or anything like that. And it basically just sits comfortably. Excuse me. Now, it may look a little different to some people because nowadays most devices don't center point your RDA or your tank or whatever you have on top. So it does look a little different. There are a few more coming out on the market that do have this style as well, but generally most people, if they've been vaping for a while, they're used to seeing it on one or the other side off-centered. So it does have a little bit different look to that, but it's not too, oh my God, that is just too weird type thing. So I'm going to go ahead and just get this set to the wattage that I want it at. And the other thing that's cool is if the speedometer actually does adjust when you adjust your wattage and temp settings. So it does do the speedometer effect to that, which is actually kind of cool just for the aesthetics look of it, really. I mean, it's basically supposed to be like a speedometer, so the fact that it does actually respond like one is actually kind of neat in that. So I'm going to go ahead and just get it set to the right wattage right now, just to show you the quick firing. Instant, pretty much. I mean, you basically give it a second, press the fire button, and you hear it hit. So it's pretty fast. So you definitely don't have to worry about waiting and hitting the button and having it take a second to ramp up and things like that, as far as you are with coils in general. Now, pressing the down and the fire button, that little red lock in the center locks, and it still does fire. It just will not let you adjust the settings on that. So that's kind of neat in itself. I mean, that's pretty standard nowadays when it comes to locking and unlocking devices. You can basically lock it and still fire, but it will not allow you to adjust the wattage and everything else. It does have USB, so you can charge this. I use an external battery charger for all of my batteries, so I don't ever charge them in my devices. It's just not something that, you know, I'm into. Resistance range, it goes from a 0.05 to a 3.0 ohms. The display is a 1.3 circular screen. Voltage input is a 6.4 to 8.4 volts. Maximum current is 38 amps. And then the temperature range will go from 100 to 300 Celsius or 200 to 570 Fahrenheit. This does go from 10 watts to 230 watts with a voltage output of 1 volt to 7.5 volts. And that's pretty much the main specs and everything else on there. And like I said, it is all listed on the Sigelei website, which is Sigelei.com. Is it something that I definitely would say you have to have? If you're looking for something a little different, opposed to the standard box type devices and things like that, it's not a bad device. You know, Sigelei, I've never really had huge problems with Sigelei items that I've had, but I like it because it's different. It has more of a unique look to it, so to speak. The speedometer is kind of cool because it does move when you change the wattage and everything else like that. So that's kind of neat. The shield on the back just makes it look all classy style like that. Form-wise in the hand, I mean, it's pretty comfortable for me. I wouldn't say I have huge hands, but I have probably normal medium-sized hands, and it feels comfortable. It's not uncomfortable for me to fire it. If I hold it in my right hand, I can just use my thumb to fire it. If I hold it in my left, I can use my finger. I'm more of a finger fire button person, but it feels comfortable either way. I don't feel like it's going to just drop out of my hand and let go. The carbon fiber feel on the sides here actually give it a nice little grippy feel. And the finish on it isn't a gloss or anything super slick, so it doesn't feel like it's going to slide out of your hand as soon as you hold it. It's not rubberized, but it has more of like a matte paint finish feel to it. But other than that, I mean, it's a 230 watt device. If you're looking for something different, if you're a fan of Sigelei specifically, if you just like something that isn't the norm looking type thing like that, it's definitely worth investing the money in. They're not super pricey for what they are. If it doesn't matter to you and you're not worried about how it looks and you just want something that vapes, you know, it's going to come down to a personal preference. But you can definitely check this out at Sigelei.com. They're all over Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and Google and Pinterest and things like that. So there's never a shortage. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you about setting the time on there, you do see the time and it's set at military time. If I can get that on the bottom right there. But if you turn this off, 5 clicks, it says system off. And then you get a really cool mechanical face dial for a clock, which is actually kind of neat. I'm a fan of the mechanical watch look anyway, but it'll power off, and then if you just hit the power button, it'll pop back on, and you can see it, and basically as far as the time. Now, it doesn't do it when it's on, obviously, because then you're going to have your readouts for what you're vaping on and everything else, but it's still kind of neat. I mean, if it's a device that you're going to have on you daily, you know, and you check the time, we all check our cell phones regardless anyway, so it's, you know, it's just something in the vein of that. But other than that, so far, I mean, I haven't extensively used it. Like I said, I just received it. So I'll definitely put it through its paces. But, you know, so far it hasn't given me any problems. I haven't had any firing issues, haven't had any connection issues, things like that. Definitely works, you know, and does what it needs to do. But it's definitely unique. It's definitely cool. But definitely check it out. It's the top one from Sigelei. So thank you for watching. As always, guys, I'm Token Vaping. I'm here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Pinterest. Anything that I can do myself to help further enhance your vaping experience and make it more enjoyable for you, it's the only reason why I do this. So reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, concerns, a particular video that you'd like to see done. I'll do everything in my power to make that happen. Until next time, thank you so much for all the continued support and the viewing that I've received and the people clicking that red subscribe button. It means the world to me. Always truly love yourself. Vape on, vape strong. Have a good one, guys.